In Memphis, we know a thing or two about resilience. From the grindhouse to the Delta, we protect what's ours. But when pests invade your home, it's time to fight back. Grade A Pest knows how to handle what crawls, flies, and bites. With local experience and guaranteed results.
I'm Reggie with Grade A Pest Control. We service the Memphis metro area. That also includes DeSoto and Fayette County as well.
Grade A Pest has the entire Mid-South covered. So if bugs and pests put you to the test, let Grade A solve your problem. In Memphis, nothing comes easy, and that's exactly how we like it. This is a city built on hustle, on heart, on grit. And at Carway, our rides are built the same way. Tough, reliable, ready for the grind. No games, no gimmicks, just Memphis-style service. Real, honest, and built on trust. Where grit meets grind, you meet your next ride. Carway, grit, grind, and pink beetles. Love City Media presents Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta. Join Francis after every Memphis Tiger game as he breaks down each matchup, player of the game, and upcoming games. Now, let's get to the show.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Tigers Live. I'm your host, Francis Carlotta, joined by Kenny Stubblefield and Roman Cleary, coming at y'all after the Memphis Tigers lose in the first round of the American Conference Tournament to Tulane, 69-81. Y'all, it's over.
It's over.
Season is finally over. How y'all doing?
Yeah, season's over for Memphis, and that's that, and it ends in perhaps the most typical way possible for this Memphis team, just coming out extremely flat, looking disinterested for much of the game, particularly in the second half, and yeah, that'll do it for the Tigers. They're now onto the offseason as Penny Hardaway tries to fix things, assumingly heading into his 9th year.
Before I get to you, Kenny, I want to ask Roman this question. Roman, can you put this season historically in perspective in Tiger basketball?
Yeah, it's this has been cemented for a few weeks now, but it's the worst team for Memphis record-wise since the 1969-70. Its 7-game skid it had towards the end of the regular season was its first since 1993-94. This is undoubtedly going to go down as not just the worst season Hardaway era, but one of the worst seasons in program history, for sure there.
How's that make you feel, Kenny?
Yeah, no, it sucks. Yeah, like that sucks. I don't like to hear that. You know, I'm not the greatest with like historical relevancy and things like that. Like I tend to block really bad things out of my mind. And so like I was around during Tick Price, I was around during Johnny Jones. Like I was a fan of the team during those time periods, but I don't remember a whole lot about it just because I just didn't care. But I just, yeah, man, just a rough. Sorry, I got the daggum press conference in my ear. I'm gonna get out of here. Sorry. Just a rough season all the way through and through. And I think Roman hit the nail on the head. Like the coming out in that second half down by 8, knowing your season is on the line and playing with the level of disinterest that the Tigers played with is just unimaginable to me. Like I cannot begin to understand like what happened out there. Like I just don't know. I mean, the Tigers ultimately closed the game on a little bit of a run to bring it to 14, but they were down by almost 20 the entire second half. Like they just played with a level of disinterest I haven't seen. And it, like, to me, it's like one of the more embarrassing halves of basketball a team that I cheer for has ever put together. I don't know.
Yeah. I cannot fault you at all, either of you, for what y'all just said. I mean, just to talk about the game specifically, Memphis did come out of halftime with a spurt. They cut the Tulane lead to 2, forcing Tulane to call a timeout. They were down 8 at halftime, and that first half was, I mean, kind of just like rinse and repeat first half from the Tigers. They didn't look awful, but they didn't look good. And then Tulane hits a 3 to cut a 5-point lead to 8, and now we're thinking like, all right, Memphis is going to have to find a way to win a basketball game when they're trailing at halftime, something they've only done one other time this year, which was against Tulane last Sunday. So they would have had to do something that they rarely have done this entire season. And they cut the lead to 2 in the early start of the second half. Then you just had this insanely long sequence of time where Memphis couldn't score the basketball again. And I really think that the turnover where Doug tried to pass to Quante Berry, but Quante cut middle, I think that turnover is really what changed everything. Because you saw that happen a few times in the first half, where they were not on the same page. And then when they weren't on the same page again, on a big possession in a big moment of the game, when Memphis was trying to continue their momentum that they had. And I think that was really the dagger in the heart. And they let go of the rope, y'all.
Oh,
everyone watching, they let go of the rope. They just stopped caring. The shots weren't falling. They kept trying to move the ball. Shots just didn't fall. The defensive intensity dropped. The fouling continued. The forcing of drives into nothing continued. It was just poor basketball after that. So, yeah, they clearly let go of the rope about at the 16-minute mark in the second half.
Yeah, and it's particularly disheartening for Memphis that it happened in that way, because what did we hear after they beat Tulane on Sunday? It's a whole new season, right? The slate is wiped clean. All that other bad stuff in the past is behind us. And yet the way they just came out and performed today, it's yet another example of when the going got tough and Tulane punched, Memphis refused to punch back.
Yeah, we've got to, I think we need to start off. Have y'all ever seen a team come out and get a technical foul, a procedural technical foul, because of a starting lineup not being turned in at the right time?
I think I've seen it one time.
I'm sure it's occurred before, but
I think I've seen it one time in my 30 years of watching basketball. Well, I was a baby for some of that, but I think I've seen it once.
Like I see some people in the comment section saying that was the end of their, like, that they've been on the fence about Penny, but that was it for them. I'm just gonna say, like, if that is what is the end for you in terms of your thoughts about Penny as the head coach, it makes me laugh, because I mean, yes, it is egregious and that's really bad that happened. But I would suspect that it probably happens quite a bit and they just don't call it, right? Like, I would suspect that it's something that's not enforced, but now that it's postseason tournament time, it got enforced. But there's a lot of other things, like on the list of things, like if you're on the fire Penny Hardaway train, like the list of things that would be the, like a factor in that, that's probably like way down on the list for me. Is that for y'all, or are y'all just like, where y'all at with it?
Yeah, that's pretty.
I mean, it's undeniably embarrassing. Like, let's just call it how it is. It's obviously an embarrassing way to start a game, and it makes Memphis and Penny undeniably look bad and unorganized, unprofessional. But yeah, I imagine that stuff like that does occur more often than we probably like to think. But yeah, I mean, there is probably a higher standard there now that, it is postseason play, and Every
Right.
game is of the utmost importance for every single team. I mean, an NCAA tournament is on the line for every school in this tournament, including South Florida, including Tulsa, including the teams that finish at the top of the league. So you just can't let anything slide from the league's perspective there for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you all. This is if that was the tipping point for you, then that just, like you said, Kenny, that kind of just makes me smile. That's kind of funny to hear. Like that shouldn't be the reason why you now want Penny Hardaway gone. Like that's not.
But I also really do agree with Roman. That is hella embarrassing. Like,
no question. Yeah, of course.
It just makes you look completely unprofessional in every single way, right?
Yeah,
because here's the thing.
Look,
Penny Hardaway on Monday night at his radio show that wasn't supposed to happen, but ultimately ended up happening. Came out and said, hey, we just played these guys like 2 days ago, yesterday, so the game plan's not going to change. Well, then if that's the case, the starting lineup didn't change. So, like, what are you waiting on? Like, what, why didn't the starting lineup, if the game plan didn't change, the starting lineup didn't change? So,
the starting lineup actually did change.
It did change. That's the crazy
It did
part.
change.
It did change.
No, I mean,
they subbed out Thedford for CG3.
Yeah. No, the more annoying thing to me from that same show that Penny did was him saying, like you said, Kenny, the game plan's not going to change. That's worse than not turning in the lineup card.
That's terrible.
That's worse. That's way worse to me, man.
Well, it's not worse, but I know what you mean.
No, I think it's way worse. They beat Tulane by 1 point or 1 point in overtime. It's not like they beat Tulane by 30 and they have a perfect game plan that's going to beat Tulane. No, that's a horrible thing. Ron Hunter's a great coach. Roman, you think Ron Hunter is the best coach in the American. You've said that before. So if Ron Hunter's the best coach in the American, then what is he going to do to the same game plan? He's going to make it look like the way he did today. That's what he's going to do. He's going to make the exact same game plan. If you run the same things, whatever the plan was for Penny, if you're going to do the same thing against Ron Hunter's going to be like, cool, go ahead. Yeah, clearly Tulane had a new game plan. Like, come on. That to me is way worse than whatever light-up card fiasco that happened.
Yeah, but it's not like Tulane changed their game plan either. They ran zone the whole game, just like they did on Sunday.
Well,
Memphis just attacked it worse.
Tulane runs the same zone all the time, but they clearly attacked Memphis offensively better today than they did against Memphis last Sunday. That's ridiculous to me. That's ridiculous. You can't, if you run the same plays every time in football, you're just going to get eaten up. This isn't college football 26. This isn't college basketball 2K20, whatever. You can't run the same things every time. If you play NBA 2K and you just want high pick and rolls all game, maybe you can win a game because it's 2K. But you can't do that thing in college basketball. Come on, man. That's worse. That's worse.
That is almost up there with egregious levels of 2 weeks before the season saying, I'm just now installing our offensive schemes. Like that. I don't believe him. I think he's lying. I don't think he's telling the truth. There's no way you can tell me that the game plan didn't change, even if it's just because here's the thing. The Tigers, they won that game on Sunday, 96-95. It's not like they blew those guys out. That's and had this game plan that was just epic. That how do you stop this game? Right? This plan.
That's what I'm saying.
There's clearly things that there was for me. This basketball team, exactly. For me, this basketball team is so bad, and the talent level is so bad that game plan is less about what you're doing to the team that you're playing or how to combat them. It's trying to figure out, Penny's biggest struggle this year was trying to figure out how to get his guys to play good basketball for minutes at a time. It was like holding onto the rope just to get them to play 10 minutes of good basketball. And so the changes that you make is more so about what do we need to do to get better. Right. And clearly he changed the game plan. He had a 20th different starting lineup tonight for the year. He clearly had some changes that he wanted to make. I don't know why I don't believe him when he says things like that, but I wish he would stop saying it because it makes him look dumb. It makes him look bad at his job. And And he's doing the losses have been enough to where he looks bad enough. He doesn't need to add on to it. Like, he doesn't have to add on to what has happened this year by saying dumb shit like that. Like, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, none of this is a good look at all for Memphis, from how this game went to, the comments made heading in about the game plan or what have you. It's this whole game and this whole conference tournament turned out to be a massive disaster for the Tigers.
Yeah. I mean, Roman, you said it very well at the start of the show, and I asked the question for a reason. I think there are still too many people out there in Tiger Nation who are okay with this season. And I'm going to sit here on this show and tell y'all, you're wrong. You're wrong for being okay with this season. Because this isn't just some disappointing
Here's my thing. Are they actually okay with the
some...
season, or are they just saying they are for Penny Hardaway's sake?
Maybe. It could be coping. It could be because of that. That might be the case, Roman. But if that is the case, that still shouldn't. That's not right either. Like, this is one of the worst seasons in the history of Memphis Tiger men's basketball. They haven't had a season this bad since 1969-70, like you said, Roman. Like, that alone should be enough for you to not be like, this is just no big deal, just move on. Next season's going to be, let's see, this year was so historically awful. And I love Penny Hardaway, but I'm not okay with this. And I don't think anyone should be okay with this year. I thought the color commentator, I should know his name because I like him, but I cannot remember his name. He asked the question at the end of the game.
Parker.
He did. He really did.
Bro, that broadcasting crew crashed out on the Tigers in the second half.
They did, yeah.
Rightfully so. Like, rightfully so.
Yeah, they did. But the color guy, he asked some semblance of the question of, we've got to figure out if we're okay, or if, sorry, I'm sorry, I'm kind of forgetting what he was saying, but it was something along the lines of, is this going to be truly a one-off season, one-off experience for Penny Hardaway, or can he refine what he did last year? And that's really the question that is on everyone's mind.
Yeah, the way he said it was super interesting. He said you have to figure out, as Tiger fans, as the administration with the athletic department, do you believe this year or do you believe last year? Like,
yes,
those,
yeah.
And it was the way, and I think that it's a little bit simplistic of an approach, but I understand what he's saying, right? Like, it's a little bit simplistic to say it that way, but I understand where he's coming from.
I mean, to me, the question isn't necessarily will Memphis perform better next year, because in the American, it's hard to get much worse than this. But the bigger question is, how much is it going to matter in the long term? How long is it until you just end up in the exact same circle, the exact same cycle that you've been in time and time and time again, throughout this entire run of Penny Hardaway.
Yeah.
Like chances are next season will be better than this, because again, it's much harder to be worse than this, and Memphis has substantially more resources than the rest of the conference.
Bro, if next season is worse than this, where they actually miss the American Conference tournament. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what it would have to be.
Randy Singh says nowhere to go but up or sideways. I disagree. They could absolutely miss the tournament next year. Like, it could go worse. It could get worse. But it probably
theoretically
won't. Theoretically, it could get worse.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I think that is the question that's got to be asked. And it as things move forward with Penny Hardaway, if he does stay the coach for next season, how much longer are we gonna just be okay with the same type of results that we've been getting from Penny throughout this time? I think Memphis basketball fans, actually, all on the comments, let me know, because I would love to hear y'all's thoughts. What are y'all's genuine standards, expectations for the Memphis Tigers men's basketball program? Seriously, I'm not asking for what is your like pie in the sky expectations, but all of you on the comments, let us know what are your legitimate expectations of the program, because whatever they are, then you got to ask yourself the question: do you think Penny Hardaway can deliver on those expectations? I can tell you all mine. My expectations for the Memphis Tigers men's basketball program is to, at worst, be a top 25 team, at least hovering around that top 25 team area, kind of being so solidly in the NCAA tournament. Not always having to worry
Penny
about
Hardaway's pulled in,
in.
so I need to depart here, guys.
Cool.
All right. Sounds good, Roman.
Thank you, Roman. You're the man. Thank you, brother.
All right. Kip Gordon says Sweet 16s are his standards. That's what he wants. Everybody's saying, Sweet 16. Randy Sink said Sweet 16. Second weekend, Coop Freeman says this. Let me see. NCAA tournament should be a minimum, Brad Crow says. And I know I don't have faith he can keep it there. NCAA tournament minimum around top 25 or 30. Lost found the core of one of the biggest Tiger fans I know. Sweet 16, but I think last year we would have had it if not for freaking injury to Tyreek. Grizz Girl says conference champion and get to the tournament. That's it at this point.
Coach said I'm on board with Penny for another year.
Sorry.
All I want is a team that has a consistent starting lineup and they improve during the year. That gives me hope coaching is improving. Spoken like a true basketball coach.
That's it.
But like that, the one that I agree with, Coach. I mostly agree with all of y'all. My thing about the Sweet 16 comments, and this is not me trying to be rude. It's just there's so much luck that goes into an NCAA tournament and making even a Sweet 16. Injury luck, matchup luck. There is so much luck that involves winning in the tournament. So if Memphis is solidly makes the sorry, I apologize. I'm flustered. If Memphis solidly makes the NCAA tournament, I'm talking like between a 7 and a 5 seed. If we're living in that range for a solid period of time over the next few years, then that to me is a success. And the chances of Memphis making a Sweet 16 are decently high if you're falling within that range of seed line, right? But it's hard for me to give an NCAA tournament expectation, knowing that there's so much luck that goes into it. But the bare minimum for me is this: NCAA tournament minimum and around top 25, top 30. Those are my expectations for the men's basketball program moving forward. And those have been my expectations for a long time. And so again, now the question is, do y'all as a fan base, as y'all watching this show, do y'all think Penny Hardaway can deliver on those expectations? Those are the questions you've got to ask yourself and figure out what your answer to is. My answer is still yes, which is why I'm willing to give him another season. I'm not on the fire Penny Hardaway train. I'm not on the it's time to resign Penny Hardaway train either. But that faith in Penny, it's not strong. I'm not going to lie. It's not a strong faith that I have in him, but I still have some faith in him. That's how I feel.
I'll just say this, like, I appreciate the standards that you described, like the NCAA tournament and 25 to 30, but like I'll tell you this, the athletic department and big boosters at the University of Memphis, the people that spend a lot of money to help fund this program, that's not their standard. They want more than that. They want more than that. I honestly feel like, and take this with all due respect, Francis, I honestly think that like the mediocrity of Penny's tenure has kind of dumbed down your standards a little bit. Like an NCAA tournament appearance and a 25 to 30 ranking in the top 25 poll is like what Liberty does on a yearly basis. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like
maybe
there has got to be more than that. Like, there's too much money and resources that flow through this program to be okay with that. Like, I think that there is a lot of luck involved in terms of big tournament runs. But a second weekend run is like, should be like bare minimum, I think. for this team. And that's my question. You asked the question, do you think that Penny Hardaway can do that? He hasn't done it yet in 8 years.
Yeah.
And just so happened to fall off a cliff this year, right? Like the season fell off a cliff this year. And so like if the question is like, that's why I think that the statement by the color commentator was a little bit simplistic, because he says, you know, do you believe this season or last season? Well, yeah, last season, I believe that they had a good team last year. They still didn't make a second weekend, and you can blame it on a lot of things. You can blame it on Tyreek's injury. You can blame it on all that. But in the previous 6 to 7 years before that, those, like, I would say that the standards that most Tiger fans have in terms of success for this basketball program have not been met. We liked the team last year. They were a very likable team, and they were a good team. They still didn't get over the hump. And then this year it just fell off a cliff. So, like, I think that, you know, the standards are the standards. That's one of the reasons I asked the question a few days ago, like, have we changed our standards that much? Right? Like have we changed them that much? Because that standard got Josh Pastner run out of the city very quickly after having much more success than Penny Hardaway had early on in the tournament, in the conference and in the tournament. He had much more success than Penny Hardaway did. He had 1 or 2 seasons of bad play of not meeting those standards and got ran, and basically he ended up taking the Georgia Tech job, but he got run out of town, right? Yeah. I don't know.
Well, my pushback to that, Kenny, is I don't think that's fair to just put it all on Penny. Josh Pastner didn't make a Sweet 16. Tubby Smith's time in Memphis was a disaster.
Yeah,
I don't think it's fair to even to say that Penny Hardaway's lowered our standards. It's been the reality of Memphis Tigers men's basketball since John Calipari stopped coaching the team. Come on now, like that's how it's been. Memphis hasn't made a Sweet 16 since Cal's time.
Right.
So is our standard to be a team of John Calipari's time? If that's your standard, I think that's a little unfair. I think that's unfair, considering this day and age of college basketball, the day and age of NIL. Dude, the SEC, I can pull up the AP top 25 right now. It's like 4 or 5 SEC teams, 4 or 5 Big Ten teams. Then you got, like, it's just stacked of power conference teams in the top 25, in the upper echelon of college basketball. And Memphis is just not there. They're not in that grouping. They used to be. That's what I grew up on, was Memphis being in that upper echelon of college ball. But all I gotta do is look at the results of Memphis Tigers ball since John Calipari left. And it's not at that level. And that's got nothing to do with Penny. Maybe not nothing. It has some part to do with Penny, of course. But it's also Josh never took Memphis to a Sweet 16. Tubby, oh my God, he didn't do anything in Memphis. Penny has at least done some things, but yes, I understand he hasn't made a Sweet 16. He's only won 2 tournament games in his time. One. He's only won 1 tournament game during his time in Memphis. So I get it. You know, but I don't think Penny Hardaway has lowered my expectations. I think the past decade plus, the past 18 years of Tiger basketball has lowered my expectations since I was a kid. Yeah. Being, 12, 13 years old, was rooting the Memphis Tigers, making Sweet 16s like it was nothing for them. Making Elite Eights, making a Final Four run, losing to Kansas in the national championship game. Kenny, I remember the night before that championship game, I got on my hands and knees and prayed for Memphis to win the game. I prayed for them to win the game for Memphis, for my dad, we were all so invested during that time. But ever since Calipari left Memphis, the program has not been the same. And I think if people are going to state that that's not true, I think that's wrong to me. Like the Tigers are not on the same level as those upper echelon grouping of college ball. That's just me being real.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you are, especially since 2023, when Houston and Cincinnati and UCF and all those schools decided to go to the Big 12, like, getting to the tournament should be kind of baked in with this conference being what it is. Like that, and I think that's been kind of a big frustration, I think, for most, is that it's like, getting to the tournament should be kind of a baked in thing because you should be winning your conference, right? Like this conference is really bad. And even at their, like, I know they won it last year, regular season, but that's the first time they've won the regular season conference in the 8 years that Penny's been here. It's like those are the standards that the levels that I'm talking about. I don't think anybody's demanding a Sweet 16 every single year. I don't think there's many teams that I'd love to know the teams, like how many teams have made Sweet 16s in a row, right? Like what's the stat on that? But at least one in 8 years would be nice, with the level of resources that flow through this program, it should be expected.
But I fully agree. But that's why I asked what are your standards? Like, I'm not saying like what's the best that you can expect from the Memphis Tigers realistically. That's not my question. I'm asking what is your bare minimum? And I think a fair bare minimum is just make the NCAA tournament without having to be on the bubble.
That's fair.
That's a fair bare minimum. Like I think if your bare minimum is just to make the tournament, and that means you're a last four in type group, I think that is too low of a minimum. I think that's too low. But that's why I phrased the question the way I did. My bare minimum is consistently making the NCAA tournament comfortably, not having to worry about Selection Sunday, not having to worry about all the Nets and the Ken Palms and the Bart Torviks and the whatevers. That should be the bare minimum. Like that. That's what I'm saying. Like that should be your bare minimum. I wish Memphis had reached the Sweet 16 since Calipari's time. Of course I do. Yeah. But they haven't. Penny hasn't done it. Pastor didn't do it. Tubby sure as hell didn't do it. So it's just like, this is just the state of the program. And so whoever is going to coach next year, whoever's going to lead this program after this season, they've got to start meeting that minimum, or else we're just kind of back to where we're at. And it's the same, I think, and Memphis Tigers football way better than I do, Kenny. These conversations sound similar to the Ryan Silverfield conversations. And now people love the new hiring of Charles Huff because he's brought some energy, some intensity, some fights, some he seems to really care about this team. He really seems to. And we'll see how Memphis football does this year, of course. But, there's now juice in the program. Right now with Penny Hardaway, Kenny, and all of y'all watching the show, there ain't no juice in this program. There ain't no juice.
There's no juice.
There's no juice. Juice only comes in the offseason depending on if they do on the portal.
Yeah,
that's
it's dead. And listen, here's the thing. You talk about there being no energy, no juice, whatever. Let Penny come out and have a really good transfer portal season, and the juice is back, right? Back. Like the juice is back.
I'm all the way back. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like I've had the opportunity to kind of get a glimpse into Penny's thinking when it comes to the transfer portal season this year. And I'm telling you, it'll be done very quickly. Like, he's not waiting around this year. Like, that is very clear. That's transparent. Like, that is 100%. It will be done quickly. And so, if there's guys that you're hoping for to come back that maybe played on this team last year, I would tell you, like, don't hold your breath, because this is not going to be a fast process, or this is going to be a fast process. This will not be slow. This will not be drawn out. There's going to be no bartering. There's going to be no, please come, we want you back. Oh, but I want to hear from this team and this team. And, oh, wait a second. Like, it's just not happening this year. Penny Hardaway has every intention of rebuilding this roster through the transfer portal very quickly. Very quickly.
And that, to me, Kenny, and should be to everybody, that's music to my ears.
It's mine
because
too.
of all the mistakes that Penny Hardaway made for this year, and my God, there have been so many mistakes. Mistake number one was waiting too long on guys to bring into Memphis. Waiting too long on PJ, waiting too long on Dane. And at that point, as we all know, Memphis was kind of stuck with the runt of the college basketball transfer portal litter. That's what Memphis was stuck with. A bunch of dudes that no other power program team actually wanted. If they did really want them, they would have been picked up by then.
They came from
simple.
They came from loser programs, bro. Like, and I still think, and I'm going to repost this at some point, but I'm telling you, like, you are going to, like, when you and Roman had that conversation about reclamation projects, like, that is one of the truest pieces of content that's ever come out of Tigers Live. And we've been doing this show for 3 or 4 seasons now, right? Like, we've been doing the show for 3 seasons at least. Like, that was one of the truest pieces of content that came out of this show, because Penny has a tendency of bringing in reclamation projects, 1 or 2 a year, and having groups of guys around him that have been in his program, that have won, that have experience in a high level program, and brings those guys along. This team is full of dudes that are losers, bro. Like, they're losers, and it's just I am really, really ready to see this team be populated by guys who know how to win and want to win and come here and win here at the school.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, if Memphis can do, if Memphis can do what they did in the portal, similar to what they did for the season before this one, with the Day and PJ stuff, then yeah, Juice will be back in the program. Juice will be back in the fan base.
100%.
All of us will be back. All of us will be ready to rock for the year. All of us will be excited. 100%. There's no question.
100%.
And I think, last season at least was proof that Penny, if he brings in the right group of dudes who complement each other really well, he can get the most out of them. Because I do think last year, I know they lost in the first round. I know. I do believe last year was the best job Penny Hardaway's done at coaching the game of basketball. He really got the most out of everyone on that team. PJ Haggerty was one of the best dudes in the portal, sure, but no one thought he was going to be an All-American type guy. Nobody. Dane Danger was literally a forgotten guy in college ball, full of untapped potential with his time at Illinois and at Baylor. Out of shape, overweight. Nobody thought he could find himself in college basketball. Penny Hardaway made Dane Danger one of the most feared post presences in college ball last year.
He would have been he would have rivaled Cam Boozer as the best big in college basketball this year.
Easily. Dane could have gotten legitimate NBA draft buzz. Legitimate. I'm not saying he would have been a top 5 pick. No, but he would have gotten buzz around him because of how insanely talented that dude is in the post. I have a picture from last year when Memphis played UAB in the conference tournament, in the final, in the championship, in the conference tournament. They passed the ball to Dane Danger in the post. UAB had 4 dudes within a 5-foot radius of Dane Danger because they were all terrified of Dane when he had the ball in the paint. That is how scary Dane was. And a lot of that is because of Penny. A lot of that. Memphis had 3-level scoring. Memphis played great defense. A lot of that's because of Penny. Yep. He coached really, really damn well last year with a great group of guys. So I think Penny can do it. I think Penny can coach up a group of guys as long as they're good enough. And let's be real, Kenny. This team, well, the former team, thankfully, I can say this former team. I don't say this current team. They're not the current team no more.
These losers.
This former team, Kenny, them boys suck. They are not good. They are not good.
His chosen wife loves you. I think that this is I've never seen his chosen wife in here. Shout out to you for being here. I don't think Penny has chosen you to be his wife. You are a Penny stan, and that's cool. But these guys are not kids. They are professional basketball players that just so happen to play for the University of Memphis. They are getting paid a crap ton of money. So I will absolutely call them losers.
By the way, also, my name is Francis Carlotta. If you said you didn't know my name, so there you go. I got you. That's my name. I'm Francis Carlotta.
Hey, shout out to you. I am. That is. Hold on. That is my new name. Is Hater Kenny. Yes.
No, like these players are not good. Like I
No.
understand when people say, "Oh, Penny didn't do a great job coaching these guys." I hear you, but at the same time, they're just not good at basketball, y'all. Like they could have had Greg Popovich, John Wooden, Eric Spoelstra. They could have had one of them dudes coach these guys, and it was come on, Ken.
Sorry.
That's funny. Thank you, Ken.
Sorry, I didn't mean to
But they
interrupt.
could have no, you're good. That's my guy. This team could have had anybody like the goats of all time coach this team, and we would have been in the same spot.
Yes,
Like
yes.
frankly, Kenny, they may have quit halfway through the year because they were like, I don't want to coach them no
Yeah,
more. Like I don't want to do
Screw
this
this.
anymore.
This sucks.
They're not good. Like they haven't shown any. Yeah, they're so
They're not
they're
even
just
unlikable. I like here's the thing. I actually like this team. Like I like some of the guys on this team. Like there's a few guys I'm not a fan of. One of them got kicked off the team halfway through the season. But like this team is likable in a lot of ways. They're just bad at basketball. That's okay. Sometimes basketball ain't for you. Someone says somebody who hasn't played before calling other people's losers is crazy. No, it's not. I've played, not at the same level of these guys, but I've played basketball before. Like these guys are losers. They're terrible.
Yeah, if you think that these players are actually decent at basketball, then we haven't been watching the same team. We haven't been watching the same team. They don't make the right reads. They can't make a layup. Kenny, they can't make a layup.
They were 5 of
They're
13.
They were 5 of 13 at some point in time in the game, and there was like there's basically half of the second half left to play. They were 5 or 13 from just making layups. And finishing the game, Kenny, they had to have finished like 5 of 24 just in layups. Oh my God. Like the amount of times these dudes drive into like 3 bodies with no plan in their minds with what to do with the basketball. Come on, bro. It's terrible. Awful.
Terrible.
Awful. Like their basketball IQ is a -5. That's how bad their basketball IQ is. So, coach, no coach could save him. This ain't Penny. Penny obviously couldn't save him. Obviously. So, come
Okay.
on. Like,
I'll call the okay. Sorry, his chosen wife. Shout out to you. I'll call them not winners. How's that? I'll call them not winners. I won't say they're losers. I'll call them not winners.
Well, I mean, if they are losers, they're losers with a lot of money, Kenny. They got
a lot of money. They got a lot of money to miss layups.
They got their bag. They got their bag. So look, I to tie a perfect bow on this season, man. Poor basketball from everybody on the team. Nobody had a good year. Nobody. Everyone underperformed except maybe Aaron Bradshaw until he got hurt. Until Bradshaw got hurt, maybe you could say he was turning a corner and playing really good ball, which he was. But then he got hurt, and then you watch the game today where he couldn't catch a pass at all. Like Doug threw a lob to Aaron Bradshaw, and I don't think Bradshaw tried to grab the ball, Kenny. I think Bradshaw let the ball just hit his hands. Like, I don't know what he was trying to do with the basketball. So, unfortunately, just bad basketball players. And then Penny did not do a good job coaching either. Yeah, Meeks, you ain't lying.
Man,
you ain't lying. I mean, shoot, I've seen better ball at the YMCA here in San Diego, man. In the Lawyers League that I play, I've seen better basketball, man.
Lawyers are better than this.
It's bad, bro. It's bad. So all that said, shout out to my guy Savage. What?
Yeah,
Kenny, how are you feeling about this question? Who would you really want to bring back from this current roster of guys? Like now, season's over. Season's done and dusted. You got a full season to look back. Who would you actually want to bring back for real?
who has eligibility? Everybody, but I know
Devontae,
that this
Aaron.
I know that this will be taken as a as kind of a there's a tendency in this fan base to say, well, what this team needs is Memphis kids. Christopher Michael Barnes just said it. Bring back Memphis kids. That you need to populate this team with a group of Memphis kids. I don't think that. I think that gets you exactly what you just saw this year. I'll be frank with you. I don't think that there's two players that I would want to have back, and that's Julius Tedford and Quante Berry. That's who I'd want to have back. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Why? Keep going. Why those two guys?
I like Quante. I think Quante is a guy when he first joined the Tigers. I love the way he played basketball. I think he's I think he does things pretty well. I think he made stupid decisions this year foul-wise. I think he got himself into trouble. But I think Penny's inability to like really formulate like what his rotation would look like is a really hurt Quante Berry this year in terms of like, am I going to play 30 minutes or am I going to play 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, am I going to play 2 minutes off the bench or am I going to start and play 30? You know, I think that it is but I like the way Quante plays. I think he's decent with the ball. I think he's got a little bit of a wiggle to his game that I like. I think he shoots the ball pretty well. I think defensively, he gives effort defensively. I think too much at times. I like Quante Berry. You asked me that question. I know people are going to say no. I like Quante Berry. Sure. Julius Tedford, I think what I want to see from Julius is that same energy, but confined to a game plan, right? Like confined to a scheme, confined to a role. It felt like Julius was at his most effective when it was just barn burner. Like I'm just going to, and I don't want to cuss too much. When it was just like, he was just effing stuff up in the game, like blowing things up and all that kind of stuff. And that's not sustainable I want him having a defined role and like legitimate schemes and legitimate things done for him that helps him take that energy and that aggressiveness and put it to something useful and not just flying off the handle like he does. I think sure. I like the bones of what I've seen with Julius Tedford.
Okay. I hear you. To talk about Quante first, and I think the color commentator on the game today would agree with you. Kind of had the exact same. There's something to his game. He just hasn't had enough minutes to show it.
Yeah. And
that's kind of what you've been saying over the past few Tigers Live episodes. And Quante's played well over the past couple of games. He really has. It may not have been great tonight, but nobody was good tonight. But I get what you see in Quante. We saw it last year at Temple. We've seen it in flashes. I wouldn't mind bringing Quante back just of what he could be.
Yeah.
No comment. Ooh, dang.
Ooh, yeesh.
Yeah, I think, Quante's not a bad shout. I don't think that's a bad shout.
No.
Tedford is definitely a lock for me. I would love to see Tedford back next season. You talking about, do you want to see a role from Julius? Kenny, I kind of think what you just saw this season is his role. The guy who's going to do all the dirty work. The guy's going to dive for loose balls, who's going to make hard cuts, who's going to attack the basket and attack the rim and not be afraid of contact. Julius is not afraid of contact. There are way too many other guards on this team, Kenny.
Good God.
Afraid of contact, who go up and they like fade their body away, or they like try and do this reverse layup when they can just go up on the same side. Like, too many guys are afraid of contact going at the basket. Julius is not one of them. He's not one of them. So I kind of think that is his role, because Julius's game is not refined enough, in my opinion, right now at least, to draw things up for him.
Well, no, and that's not even what I'm saying. I completely know how what I said could be taken as such. That's not what I mean. I do agree with you that I think like if you were to take last year's team, I would say a guy like, and this is one of the reasons why the Tigers lost in the first round of the NCAA tournament, because Baraka Okoje had to take on a different role as the starting point guard when Tyrese Hunter went down, right? Like he had to take on a different role. But when Baraka came in the game, how much would you have loved to have Baraka Okoje on this team?
Dude, absolutely. And he's had a good year this year too, man.
Yes.
So yeah.
But I think that it's one of those things where, like, yes, you need a guy like him who could come and F stuff up in the middle of a game, really get energy and boost and all that, but surround him with guys that aren't like passing the ball, chest passes to the opposite team every single time down the court. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, getting guys around him that can help him be maximized in that role is what I really meant to say. I probably said it wrong the first time. So
no, you're good. I hear you. That makes total sense. Yeah, then we're on the same page, no question. Yeah, I would love to see Julius Thedford come back. I really hope he does. I do think there's something to the idea of getting Memphis kids to stay and play in Memphis, but I don't want a roster full of them, right? And I also don't think that's feasible. That's just not possible. But I do think it's important to have a few Memphis guys play for the University of Memphis men's basketball team. I think that's important to have for the team and for the city as well. I think it's important for the city. And we're at least going to see Cello Jackson next year, and let's see what Fred Smith does regarding his college decision. But that's two Memphis dudes right there, if they commit coming out of high school, who look to be legitimate dudes. Like, watching both guys' highlight tapes, I'm very intrigued. Obviously, they're both really good. Yeah. And, if Thedford comes back too, that's another Memphis guy. So, that would make me happy, and I think that would make the city happy as well. So, yeah, Julius is a lock for me. But outside of Julius Thedford, man, I don't think there's anybody. I used to want Simon. I used to want Simon, but
I'm going to time out. Hey,
bad.
No. I am going to time out on this because I'm not even going to call you on the carpet on this. I'm going to defend Simon Majok. Like, okay. I think the thing that you need, he came in super late, right? He was one of the last guys to sign. And the things that you saw out of him that were deficiencies in his game are things that only reps and time can take care of.
True.
You don't have to wonder, is he going to try? Like, is he going to, like, he shows a pretty unique touch around the rim that Aaron Bradshaw, Tarek Ingram, Tierno Silla, none of those guys had. But I want, like, if Simon goes somewhere else, it's not going to break my heart. But if you have the option to bring a guy back and keep him here in Memphis and put him on a meal plan, get him worked out, I will say this, as much as I think Penny Hardaway is a fantastic coach of big players in college basketball. Yeah. Look at the bigs he's had on his roster throughout the 8 years that he's been here. I think Simon Majok could be his guy that he like spends the entire offseason with and just spends time with him and develops him and shows him everything there is to know about being a big in college basketball. And I think Simon could be a guy next year for this Tigers team. You just need, there's some physical things that need to happen for him, and that's keeping him in a college program. Like, I do not want to see him go down a level. I think he is big enough and good enough to stay at this level. You just got to get him some more time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for talking me off of the ledge for Simon, because I agree with you. Give him a full off season, give him an actual weight room plan, eating plan, nutritional plan. Then I as I've said before, I think there's something there. So, okay. All right. So Julius, Simon are my two guys.
Okay.
Outside of them, I'm good.
I'm out on
I'm good.
Everybody. Everybody.
I'm good. Lost Found Decor. Don't you dare say that. Don't you dare. Come on. Don't do that to me.
Brad, I agree, Brad. I'd still go get a known big man. Hell yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
of
I am
course.
not saying Simon Majok is a guy that you put any kind of you don't put any weight on him in terms of like being the starting center, the starting big for your team and hope that you get anything out of next year. If he comes in as the starting five, it's another bad year. But I do think he could be a guy. I think he could give you minutes. I see him as a guy who could be you remember Musa Cisse his freshman year in 2020?
Yeah.
Musa had very little to his game his freshman year outside of being able to defend and catch lobs
and dunk a basketball.
And right. Give him a few time, give him some time and reps, and I think Simon could be that energy Musa Cisse type of big for your team.
Yeah, I hear you. I like that. I that would make me super happy to see. And because of that, yeah, those are my two dudes who I would want to come back. But
but not Quante. Not Quante.
I wouldn't hate seeing Quante come back, but it's not a lock for me. It's not like I'm going to put him in Sharpie that I want him 100% coming back. It would be cool. I wouldn't hate it if he came back. Yeah, I wouldn't hate it, but if he left, I'd be okay.
There's not a single dude on this team that if they decided not to come back on this team that I would be like, oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah.
There's not a single dude. So like there's no locks for me, but there are guys like if you're asking me the question who I want back, like who I would accept back on this team, it would be give me 66%. Give me 2 out of 3 of those 3 guys that I mentioned, and I'll consider that fine. If you tell me it's got to be Simon or it's got to be Quante and Simon or Julius and Simon, that's fine. But I don't need all 3 back. But
I hear you. Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. Just to go down the roster of dudes who have eligibility, William Wharton showed flashes, but only thing he can do is dunk. He has no post touch. He can't shoot, and he can kind of block some shots, but I don't think he's a great
kind of like
interior defender either.
Kind of like DJ Steffens a little bit.
No, come on, don't do that, Kenny. Don't do that. Don't do that. DJ was way better. Don't do that. No, but I liked Wharton when I saw him play, but he didn't really get enough time, and he doesn't really have anything else to his offensive game outside of him being super athletic. So yeah, no, I'm good on Wharton. We talked about Julius, talked about Majok, Ashton. No, please.
Hell no.
Please. No. Please no more. I'm begging. And he probably will come back because he's Penny's son. But please, I hope not. Curtis Gibbons III. I've been very clear about my thoughts on Curtis since the beginning. I don't think he can dribble. I don't think he can pass. I don't think he can defend. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. Can he sometimes hit a spot up 3? Yes, sometimes, but that's really about it.
He had one of the stupidest IQ plays ever in this game today against Tulane. Doug McDaniel pushing the ball up the floor, pushed it up to the corner where Curtis Gibbons was filling the lane, kind of flaring out on a fast break. And Curtis grabbed the ball, caught the ball, and stood for quite literally 5 to 6 seconds of gameplay and allowed Tulane's defense to come back. Now, that play ended up with a Doug McDaniel. Doug was smart and filled the lane filled the space when Curtis kind of but Curtis had a wide open lane to the basket and had to then it's the dumbest. So like everybody looks at it and goes, "Oh, well, Doug hit a 3." Well, that was such a bad play. Like such a bad play.
Just terrible. Me and Kenny were texting. I banged my fist on the desk when that happened because I was so upset. And yeah, again, like you said, it resulted in a Doug 3 when Curtis drove left. Doug filled the space that Curtis had, and Curtis found Doug. Cool. But honestly, Kenny, that's probably the best pass I've seen Curtis Gibbons make all season.
Yeah, it was a good pass.
Probably the best pass I've seen him make all year. Like that's it. Like he can't. I'm just not there. And I don't like saying that because he also went to MUS like me, but man, he's just not that good. So no, it's a no for me on Curtis. And Aaron Bradshaw, there are a lot of y'all talking about Bradshaw in the comments. A lot of y'all talking about him. Kenny, how are you feeling?
I think what we saw out of Bradshaw this year is the best you're going to get, and it's not enough. Aaron Bradshaw's not a good basketball player. He just so happens to be 7'1". And I think that what you saw out of him is literally tapping the very limits of his potential. And so if that is what you're wanting back, I'm good on any. I'm not good on that. Like I don't like that is it. That is all you're getting out of Aaron Bradshaw. Yep. And so that's it. Like and so I think, man, shout out to him. You know, he was the recipient of incredibly bad scouting by the national high school scouting groups during the COVID time period. There was very little scouting being done, so the rankings came out and he was ranked super high. If there had been normal scouting by these recruiting services, it would not have been that way. And so all these expectations of him being like the second best big in the entire country in high school his senior year, Kentucky wouldn't have come calling. Ohio State wouldn't have come calling. And the narrative wouldn't be out there about him the way that it is. But I think him coming to Memphis, a step down from Kentucky specifically, I think literally what you saw out of him this year, because at the very beginning of the year, he was unplayable. Couldn't do a thing. And Penny he got every bit of juice out of Aaron that he could possibly get out of him. And I think he's tapped. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree. I think the stretch of basketball we saw from Aaron Bradshaw in the middle part of conference play was probably the best we'll see of Aaron Bradshaw. I don't really think he's much better than that. Right. Did he look pretty good? Yeah, but, it's also bigs in the American, and he looked a little bit better than him, but not by that much. I don't think he's this bad like we saw over the past couple of games when he's playing with his clear injury.
Dislocated elbow. I mean,
he's not that bad. But I do agree with you that the stretch we saw in conference play, in the middle of conference play, was probably the best you'll see from Aaron Bradshaw.
And that's not enough.
That's not enough. No, that's not enough. If he does come back, Kenny, he can't be making this much money. He can't. Like, there's no way. I have no idea what the terms of his NIL deal is, if that can change after this year. I have no idea. But if he comes back, there's no way he can be like one of the highest earners on the team. There's just no way. He's not good enough to be worth that amount of money. So, yeah, I mean, they shouldn't. Lost Founded Core. They shouldn't. They shouldn't be even put together.
Comparing the two of them, that's crazy.
I hear you. Yeah, it's like Bradshaw's just not that good. So, I've never seen
a 7'1" big get the ball in the paint and bang into a dude 4 times and literally him move and not the defender move. Like, unbelievable. Like, that dude has zero power to his game whatsoever.
He's also one of the worst at boxing out I've ever seen.
Ever.
Aaron Bradshaw's rebounding positioning is horrible.
I'm telling you what, I texted you in the middle of the game when he jumped over the back of that dude for Tulane today and sent him to the ground. I would have gotten up if that was me and I was the Tulane kid. We would have fought. Like, we would have fought because that was Bush League and dirty and bad basketball. Like, we would have fought because that could have really done damage to that kid. And it was all because he's too lazy to actually try to rebound. He just wants to jump over, dude. Like, man, rebound, like, box out, like, put your body on somebody, move him.
He was being boxed out by 6'3" Asher Woods,
bro.
Like, it's just so pathetic. His rebounding positioning, his feel for the game of basketball. Again, we talk about basketball IQ. Aaron Bradshaw's basketball IQ is still insanely low. Insanely low. It's so bad. Look,
hold on real quick. I'm sorry. Raymond Tyler keeps saying wow, ! 4 times. What are you wowing about? All right, keep going. In the comment section, what are you wowing about? Oh, you think he's like Aaron Bradshaw. He likes Aaron Bradshaw.
Raymond likes Aaron, Yeah, and Raymond, like I said, he was playing well before the injury, but I think that's the best you're going to get from Aaron Bradshaw, and that best is not good enough. It's not good enough.
Level. It's not good enough at the 10th best conference in college basketball. It's just not good enough.
Well, yeah, I mean, the better way to frame the better way to frame that, Kenny, is that it's good enough for this level, but this level is not where Memphis wants to be at.
No,
Memphis wants to be considered one of the best teams in college ball, at an NCAA tournament team. Aaron Bradshaw is not good enough to play in the NCAA tournament. He's not.
Yeah.
Even at his best, he's just not.
That was a jerky way to put that. I apologize, but it's not good enough for the 8th best team in the 10th best conference. Like, it's just not good enough. And I think that there is a level of lack of spatial awareness and IQ and energy to I love his chosen wife. I'm sorry. He just threw me off. But there's just a lack of anything that makes him like a valuable player to bring back. Yeah.
He's not good enough. So, of all those dudes, and there's a Rope who has eligibility, but I mean, so aside, I think, doesn't Mason Matthews have eligibility? I think he does. Yeah. Oh, no. I don't think he does. No, he's a senior based on what I see here, at least. But whatever. Dude, that's it. Julius, Simon, and Quante are the 3 dudes that I'd be cool with them returning. Otherwise, get them dudes out of here, man. Get them out of here. Like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And yes, and Lost and Found Decor is still here. There are still women in the chat.
We love Lost Found Decor. Lost Found Decor is awesome.
Yeah, 100%. So, that's where I'm at, man. That's where I'm at with the team moving forward. I know people are asking in the chat about, do we know of who Memphis has contacted in the portal and all that stuff? I don't know. I mean, it's still early-ish. But things will come out soon. Oh, there we go.
No, he didn't.
But like, as reports come out, as things move forward, we'll definitely have thoughts about on who these dudes are, who Penny's going to be targeting. I'm sure that news will come out hot and heavy. It's now transfer portal season, so that news will come out.
Memphis' season just ended, and there's still a lot of basketball that has to happen. The transfer portal's not even open yet. How dare y'all accuse Penny Hardaway of tampering? It is not happening. Okay.
Good man, Kenny. Good man.
Okay. Please, dear God, PJ Haggerty. If he were to want to come back, I would love to have PJ Haggerty back on this squad.
Yeah, I'll take PJ right now in a heartbeat.
Let me ask you this. Is Brumbaugh, is it just because he torched us for 3 straight games? I'm not as impressed.
You don't like him.
I think he's fine, but like,
man, Kenny has hated Rowan Brumbaugh for years. He's been hating on this dude forever. I think he's got some juice to him. He obviously can shoot. He obviously can get to the rim. I don't think he can defend, and that's probably his bigger issue. He really can't defend. He's too small. But offensively, yeah, he's got some juice to him offensively. He showed against Memphis, but he was preseason pick to win the Player of the Year. He obviously is not going to do that this year, but he got some to him. He's got some to him.
I don't know, man. See, boom.
CG3 never had a game that good, Coach. Curtis hasn't sniffed a game as good as Brumbaugh has done this year for Tulane.
Tonight, what are you talking about? Tonight,
oh man, Curtis hasn't sniffed a game as good as Brumbaugh's played. Whatever.
He does. He torches us. But listen, Francis could torch the Tigers team this year. You put Francis out there, he's hitting 17 threes in a game.
That's true. They're not touching me.
He's shooting as many threes as Bam Adebayo shot free throws last night. Like, it is going down. He stays torching us. That's true.
Yeah, no, for real. So,
man, get this dude off of my team, bro.
I was trying not to talk about him, honestly. Like, I was really trying.
Get this dude off of my team. I find it offensive that he wore a Memphis jersey. The
No,
same way I found it offensive that Hassan Abdul Hakim, Zach Davis, Sincere Parker, get these dudes, take them out of the record books. Like, I don't want them even like, oh my God, I cannot get this dude off my team.
Yeah, no, I would genuinely, seriously, I was trying not to bring him up because it would have just made me really upset. And so I just didn't want to do that. You know, we're already feeling the type of way about this team, but Sincere, my God, man, especially today,
dude, screw him. Today was the final nail in the coffin. Screw that guy for real,
man.
Like, hey,
outside
shout out
of that UAB game,
shout out. You had man. I'm gonna chill because that dude he got one of the best lawyers in the city of Memphis to get him, you know, free and clear of whatever happened in that situation. And he just,
yeah, I don't know what that game was from Sincere today. It was so bad. It was an awful game of basketball. Outside of the UAB game, he's been a pretty big disappointment throughout the year. Let's be real. He has
disappointment.
He can't defend, man. He can't defend.
Not even can't defend, won't defend.
He won't.
He won't.
He can't and won't defend. And like people would ask, why isn't Sincere playing more? Well, it's because he's literally a negative on defense. And that may be putting it lightly. He's one of the worst defenders on the team. That's why he's not on the floor. I don't care how good he is on offense. And how good he is on offense doesn't offset how bad he is on defense. It doesn't. So he couldn't get playing time. That's why he didn't play a lot this year. You know, conditioning is a part of it too, whatever. But like, that's really why I didn't get PT, because he couldn't defend. And if you can't defend, and you play for Penny Hardaway, you're just not going to see the floor that often. It's that simple.
Dude.
So I was trying not to talk about Sincere because it was just so. It was so bad.
It was egregious today. Egregious.
So bad. Yeah.
I mean,
it was awful.
When the color commentator is saying he has shown zero interest in playing defense all year. Bro, color commentators are coached to not say things like that. And they got off on Sincere tonight. They went nuts on this whole team, really, but mainly Sincere. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So, yeah, Kenny, we'll probably do another one, but right now, this is the last one of the season. You know, the next show we do will be the first Tigers Live of the offseason as we look back and then look ahead. But this is the last show of this Memphis Tigers men's basketball season. So before we get up out of here, Kenny, any last things to say?
I think the Tigers basketball program is at a crossroads because, like, it is a situation where to be an effective athletic department in today's college athletics, you have to put a lot of your focus and a lot of your energy into your financial resources into college football. You just have to. Yeah. And you're seeing that with the amount of money and energy and all that, even the coaching hire into the football program, and things are looking much better. Right. Like, and so like the things that are coming out of the football program now, like it's looking really good. But Tiger basketball is the city of Memphis's first love, right? Like that is what like, as much as I love college football, the Memphis Tigers basketball is like, I can tell you where I was what year it was when I first saw a Memphis Tiger basketball game. It was with Elliot Perry. I was at one of my dad's best friend's house who was coming down off of a drunken binge, and my dad had to go basically protect him from doing anything crazy at his house. And so he brought me to this dude's house, and we watched Elliot Perry play basketball. It was my first time, and I was like, this is awesome, right? Like, this is great. I've been a Tiger fan since I was like 3 or 4 years old. And so but I think this Tigers program is at a crossroad. Are you going to be is there going to be any pushback from this athletic department when it comes to what the expectations and standards are for this Tiger basketball program. And I really, really, really hope that they get it all together. Like, I really do hope that they figure out a path forward to make this thing work, because as much as we want to say how bad this season was, these last 8 years have not been great. And so you've got to figure it out now. Like, now is the time. And so I'm just saying, like, I as bad as this season was, I don't want us to like revisionist history and say that the last 8 seasons have been great. They haven't been great. There's been a lot of disappointment. And we can even go back the last 15 years, a lot of disappointment. Now's the time. You've got it. You have the opportunity. You have people that want to support this program. You have the most famous Memphian of all time coaching this team. Now's the time to like make some real hard decisions, or it's time to move on and figure this thing out. Like, bring fresh blood in. It's the way it works. Coach Wayne Kelly said, departing question, if Penny is gone, do you bring back Nolan Smith? Nolan Smith is the one that built this trash ass roster. So if you want Nolan Smith back, that's fine. But just know 90% of these dudes that got signed and had their NILs negotiated were with Nolan Smith. So I'm just saying, shout out to him for going. Maybe he was already being courted by Tennessee State and was like trying to build a roster for Tennessee State, and instead accidentally put a Memphis contract in front of him instead. And like, oh crap. Well, now they're Memphis players. Oh shit.
Or he was playing 4D chess and was trying to sabotage the team and Penny to then get the job when Penny gets fired.
Hey.
Maybe he was playing 4D chess. Who knows? I don't know. I'm just BSing. No, that's very well said, Kenny. It's very well said. We are at a very difficult time in the program, and we'll see, man. But we are at a crossroads, and it's the decision to keep Penny or whatever. I saw a comment earlier, just a moment ago. Let me see if I can find it really quick. His chosen wife again said, "Don't leave us without telling us if you think Penny will be the coach next season. Give us your opinion." Yeah, I've said this many times. I think he will be the coach next season. I think, and I don't want to speak for you, Kenny, but you've said the same thing before too.
His chosen wife thinks I'm a hater. I'll end this conversation right here. I can talk about Penny all I want. Penny will be the coach at Memphis next year.
Yeah, he'll be the coach. Yeah, I fully believe that he'll be the coach next year.
Unless something crazy happens, Penny will be the coach at Memphis next year.
No, I said this last time. I said it before. The only way Penny Hardaway is not the coach next season is if he resigns. That's it. I don't think he gets fired. I really don't think so.
Or if par for the course. I'm not going to say that. That's crazy.
Oh, God. Oh, the tease, Kenny. The tease.
There's been one thing that Penny's been better at than coaching NCAA tournament games, and that's investigations. I'm not saying there isn't going to be an investigation. I'm just saying,
oh my God,
par
Kenny.
for the course.
Oh. How dare you put that out into the ether?
I'm joking, everybody.
Oh my
Listen,
gosh.
this is the final Tigers Live of the season.
My goodness.
I'm just saying.
Killing me.
I'm saying 4 NCAA anyway.
Yeah, okay.
I'm joking, everybody. I'm joking. Everybody, I'm sorry. That was disrespectful. I apologize. I won't do that.
Yeah, I think the only way it's not the coach if he resigns. It's really that simple. I don't think he gets fired. So yeah, I think he's coaching next year, and what happens next season depends on the talent that is brought in. It's that simple. You know, this season was a disaster, an unmitigated, absolute disaster, and it can't happen again. If next season is anything remotely close to this year, anything remotely close to it, then I will say I want him fired. I will come on this show and I will tell all of y'all that I will want Penny Hardaway fired if next season is anything remotely close to this year, because this year is not at all acceptable at all. I mean, the only reason why that I think Penny Hardaway doesn't get fired, and only reason why I want him to come back next year is because he's Penny Hardaway. That's it.
Yep.
If he were anybody else, and I've said this before, if he were anybody else, I would want him gone or her gone. It's that simple. But since it is Penny Hardaway, I want him to come back for one more season. Yeah. I do. I really do. But if this happens again, I don't care who it is. I would want him gone. So let's see, man. Yeah. Let's see what happens. That's all. That's how I feel.
Awesome. Well, listen, shout out to you, man, for another great season of Tigers Live. Hopefully we'll do another one. We'll probably pop in the off season and do, like, once the kind of transfer portal season starts and, you know, the draft cycle, see where Aaron Bradshaw is going to go in the draft this year. Sorry. But no, we'll probably drop in and do some things during the off season, maybe once or twice. But anyway, shout out to you, Francis. You are the man. I was told by somebody who does this for a living that you are one of the best in the city of San Diego of covering Memphis Tiger basketball. No, I'm joking. That you are really, really good at this. You make Tigers Live easy, bro. So shout out to you. You're very good at what you do. You're the man.
Appreciate you, Kenny. Yeah, I really appreciate all the kind words that have come in, especially from all y'all, even throughout the show. Y'all are fantastic. Shoot,
that's so messed up. His chosen wife
gets enlisted.
His chosen wife likes me now. Apparently hates Roman, so she wants Roman replaced. Get Roman out of here, is what she said.
No, Roman's the best. Like
Roman ain't going nowhere.
Nowhere. I've so much love for Roman and everything that he does, the way he covers the team, and he's the man. I have so much love and respect for him, as I know you do too, Kenny, and as I know a lot of y'all even watching the show do as well. Roman's got fans. Roman's got fans.
Ain't nobody gets love in here like Roman does. Roman gets love when he comes in here. People are like, man, Roman's on fire. Yeah, Roman's the man.
Absolutely. Roman's the best. So thank you to Roman Cleary for all he's done covering Memphis Tiger basketball this season and all the great times that we've had talking with him on Tigers Live this year. We got Roman to state that he loves buns live on Tigers Live. We got him to say it, and I will never forget it. Ever.
Never. That will go down in Tigers Live lore.
Incredible moment of just me existing on this planet. What a moment.
Oh, wait. Roman may have got the question of the night on Penny. What was the question?
Oh, of course he did.
Roman is one of the best question askers that cover Penny Hardaway. He gets really good stuff out of Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, no question. Yeah,
let us know what he said. Anyway, hopefully I'll get the press conference video downloaded. We'll be able to put it up on Bluff City Media's YouTube channel. But shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all the best. All y'all in the comments, thank y'all for always rocking with Tigers Live, always showing us love and support, being active, engaging with us. You know, this show wouldn't be anything without y'all's support and y'all being so awesome in the comments as well. So thank y'all for supporting us and supporting Bluff City Media. Be sure to subscribe to Bluff City Media, hit the notification bell so that way you're notified every single time a new episode of one of the amazing shows comes out that Bluff City puts out. Whenever they go live or if it goes on YouTube, that way you know right away. So turn on the notification bell. Find me on Twitter at Suga Sports, at SLUGGA Sports. Find me there. Find Kenny at Kenny_BCM and find Roman at ROA Clear and subscribe to a Substack. There's going to be so much hot stove news in the offseason. Y'all already know that this offseason is going to be crazy. So y'all better subscribe to his Substack. Follow him on Twitter so that way you're up to date with everything that's going on with Memphis Tiger basketball as we move forward. But another season, Kenny. Another season of books to all of y'all. I'm Francis Carlotta for Kenny Stubblefield. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Thank you for watching this episode of Tigers Live. If you enjoyed this episode, like and subscribe to Bluff City Media's YouTube page. We'll see you back here next time.